Have you ever felt like your contact lens disappeared into your eye and got stuck behind your eyeball? The good news is that this can't actually happen. There is a thin membrane called the conjunctiva that lines the inside of your eyelids and wraps around onto the white part of your eye. You can kind of see it on the bottom part of your eye if you look up towards the ceiling and pull down on your lower eyelid. This tissue creates a closed space, so a contact lens cannot travel behind your eye and get lost somewhere in your head. What can happen is that a contact lens slides underneath your upper eyelid. When that happens, it may feel like the lens has disappeared, but it's usually still sitting on the surface of the eye or folded up underneath the upper lid. But here's the thing. I've had hundreds, if not thousands of patients that have come into the clinic convinced that their contact lens is gone forever, only for us to find it folded under the upper eyelid. Now, if you think a contact lens is stuck, don't keep digging around in your eye. Excessive rubbing can irritate the surface of the eye and make things worse. Instead, try using some preservative-free artificial tears to lubricate the eye. Then look downward while gently lifting the upper eyelid away from the eye and blink several times. Sometimes the lens will move back into place on its own. Also, if your vision is blurry, your eye is uncomfortable, or you're not sure whether the lens is still there, it's a good idea to schedule an eye exam. An eye doctor can usually determine within seconds whether the lens is present and safely remove it if necessary. Essentially, what I would do in this situation is I would put a little fluorescein dye into the eye. Now that fluorescein dye loves water, and the bulk of a contact lens is, well, water. Therefore, that dye gets absorbed by that contact lens, and that contact lens glows nice and bright. The bad news is that fluorescein is bacteria food. Therefore, we always have to toss that contact lens once we find it. So can a contact lens get stuck behind your eye? No. It may become folded or trapped under your eyelid, but it cannot travel behind your eyeball. It also might have just fallen out when you blinked. If you ever thought a contact lens disappeared in your eye, leave a comment below and let me know what happened.